Terry. I am the founder and executive director of the Haitian Community Network here in Columbus, Ohio. And we have been serving the community for the last 15 years in Central Ohio. So I want to thank each of our panelists for taking precious time to be here this evening. I want to thank CPD for their presence here tonight. I appreciate every one of them. And I also want to thank the community for coming here. So sometimes I will be speaking in Creole also just to address my people, if you don't mind. So on voulait dire nous toutes merci du fait que nous déplacer là, parce que ce travail qu'on fait là est vraiment important. Et il est important que chaque membre de la communauté soit capable de connaître les droits qu'il a gagnés dans le pays. Il ne dépend pas de couleur, il ne dépend pas de race, il ne dépend pas de quel pays où sorti, il ne dépend pas de statut immigration pour gagner. Nous tous nous avons droits simplement parce que nous tous nous sommes humains. Donc merci de faire pour venir là à Soya. Pas hésiter à poser des questions avec tout le monde qui est sous table là. Quelle soit la question qui est dans tête ou qui est avec l'immigration posée.
So I do national organizing for TPS Haiti and other countries. So I was in Washington, D.C. in January for the hearings. I've been in Pasadena. So Washington, D.C. was the district court. California was the appeals court in California. And I also work cross-functionally with Gerline Joseph, the Haitian Bridge Alliance. She is the one that is organizing for the Haitian community to provide an immediate relief for TPS. So I'm gonna switch to Creole, but what I do want officers and Americans to understand is that Haitians are in a legal limbo, right? So we're grateful for the injunction, and I want to be clear on that because people think it's an extension of TPS. It is a status, people can apply. It's a renewal of TPS. There's a redesignation of TPS, and that is when the administration chooses to reopen TPS for other Haitian nationals to apply. TPS is a temporary protective measure that was first initiated for the country of Haiti since the earthquake under Barack Obama. And it has to, a country's conditions has to qualify. So America is working along with Kenya, right? We saw Secretary Mark Rubio, right, who has mentioned how Haiti is unsafe. According to the United Nations, we see that Haiti is unsafe. So clearly, Haiti meets the conditions. In this court ruling, the Judge Enriquez ruled that the Department of Homeland Security and the Secretary Nome operated beyond her authority to terminate Haitian TPS. It wasn't a sufficient basis. They didn't have a thorough analysis to terminate Haitian TPS, and their decision was widely questioned by the courts. And so it's still in the court process while there's ongoing litigation, meaning while this is still in the courts. This presumes the status of legality that Haitians with TPS have, right? So that doesn't mean that people can apply for it. It doesn't mean that they got a redesignation. It doesn't mean they have an extension. It just means there is a protection in place, a temporary protection and stay until this is resolved. So this is going to go on for months. The legal limbo that we're facing right now, I'm happy that CPD is here. Thank you for your service. Is that a lot of Haitians are stuck with driving. So a lot of their licenses are based upon their TPS status. And the BMV is not really working with the Haitian community for that matter because of the expired licenses. We do have a letter of the attorneys that were on the lawsuit. I have direct communication with them. They have provided letters for their work permits along with the court order that legally breaks down. And it's something that BMV, you know, from a procedural standpoint, they'll oversimplify to say like, no, it's expired, but there are intricacies that need to be considered for our community. So if you guys want to connect, if you guys have any way to assist in that, I'm happy to share the letter from the attorneys. But yeah, so those are some policy updates. We'll be fighting, we'll be in and out of the courts to see what happens. So what work authorizations? Yes, work authorizations too. So If someone has TPS, it's basically a form that says, I think it's 797. You're gonna see that it says approved, right? And in the upper left corner on that paper, it says approved. That means that person has TPS. They should be protected from deportation and ICE. We have had ICE come in Columbus and picked up some Haitians with TPS. They were later released, but that should not
how
happen.
we do it. So
Right.
one of the things that's important to understand, most of you probably live in the city of Columbus. More than likely, you're going to encounter city of Columbus police officers on a day-to-day basis. Those are the local police. So I just want to start there from a local level, if you want to explain that. Well, we are city of Columbus police officers, and most likely in your day-to-day experience, you're going to encounter us, and then I'll explain what we do.
Ok, donc la fait différence pour nous entre la police Columbus avec l'officier d'immigration. Yo même, les ici que vous avez dans la cité Columbus, le plus souvent, dans la audience, c'est avec qui vous rencontrez. Et yo même, yo simplement là pour renforcer la loi locale, loi immigration, loi circulation, et n'importe ça qui passe, qui est en relation criminelle ou pas, et même si activité locale seulement que vous font. Avec immigration.
So, on your day-to-day basis, so as local police officers, what we do is we're going to be the ones, like I said, you see all the time, you experience every day. So, if you get into a car accident, that's probably something that happens a lot. If you get your house broken into, right, or if you get robbed, you get hurt, somebody, punches you in the face, we want you to know that City of Columbus officers are going to help you regardless of your immigration status. That's not a question that we ask, is not a concern of us when we go interact with you.
Dis quelle que soit la situation que nous avons trouvée nous là-dedans, qui cassé la caillou, qui c'est machine qui volait, qui c'est accident qu'on fait, et qui c'est un monde qui bon coup, qui n'a pas bataillé, yo même comme policier, yo là pour venir sur place dans ce genre de situation ça yo, mais jamais jamais pas jamais demander pour dire statut immigration, statut pour yo même pas là pour renforcer loi immigration, yo simplement là pour présent. Si vous bagage qui fait quelque chose salié, c'est son bataille, si c'est une machine qui est cassée, c'est la carrière volée rentrer, ou après Léo il a fini, il a simplement égaliser ça seulement, il n'y a pas jamais de statut d'immigration.
Excellent. So I also want to make sure I emphasize that when you call 911, whether it's police or fire, those same rules apply. City of Columbus. Immigration status is not going to be a question or issue. We're going to help you, whether it's the fire department, whether it's the police department, regardless. So I want to make sure that's 100% clear.
Yeah, this is quelque chose, c'est le département policier qui vient, ou bien c'est pompiers qui ont relé. Une force ça, il pas jamais, aucun jamais, demander nous pour nous bailler statut d'immigration.
Okay, so the other thing I want to make clear is that local police, Columbus Police, we don't cooperate with ICE. So what that means is we're not helping them with any of their enforcement. Okay, we just do.
Ça, c'est que yo même Columbus Police yo pas travaille ensemble avec ICE. Yo pas là pour aider ICE faire travail yo pas là pour coopérer ensemble avec ICE. Donc si côté ICE yo même yo va venir si on bagage qui passe, mais yo pas là pour aider ICE qui comme on a là.
Couple other things that I know my partner wanted to also add in. Just know that the laws, we have local laws, we have state laws, federal laws. We deal with the local stuff you encounter, like I said, all the time. Immigration is a federal law, so they do have federal officers that enforce that. Again, we don't cooperate with that, with them. It's also important for me to let you know, you don't want to interfere with, any sort of federal operations as they're going on. So even though I'm telling you, we don't participate, we don't enforce that, at the same time, protect yourselves. You don't want to interfere if somebody is getting taken. If you want to record at a safe distance, you can do that, but you don't want to interfere in that process because they are federal agents.
Ok, les différents fonds fait différence entre trois différents forces, ou bien local, bien niveau État, bien fédéral. Eux-mêmes, c'est local qui est géré. Mais ça va empêcher que les policiers fédéraux, qui c'est AIS, ou une agence fédérale, de shooter en tout. Pendant que vous pas travail ensemble avec les policiers immigration, vous savez, nous-mêmes, nous avons interféré dans le travail que l'officier fédéral doit faire. Nous devons recorder, mais il faut que nous distance, il ne faut pas interférer pendant qu'il y a fait l'opération.
Just to add a couple of things. One, we have other officers here too. If you have anything that you would like to add, feel free to come up and add those as well. When we do have an investigation, what is important is that you do have an ID. Right? We're not asking for your legal status or real estate. We just need an ID to do our investigation.
Les faits d'investigation, vous arrêtez tout bien sous nous si on fait une identification. Il n'y a pas demander d'identification parce que vous avez checké le statut d'immigration, mais quand même, il faut qu'on a qu'est-ce qu'il y a parlé. Donc, quand même, il y a point d'eau pour identifier qui nous voit.
And just to give an example, I was a part of it. I am a patrol officer as well. I work overnight. We had an incident where there was an assault, and there was a lady that was involved, and she was from an East African country, and I was asking for her ID, and she was afraid to give it to me, and I knew why, but I was trying to let her know I'm not immigration, I'm not ICE. I just need it for my report, and she was very reluctant, and finally, I think she finally believed me, and then she pulled it out of her middle console of her vehicle. But it's very important that you do have ID when we ask for that, whether it's for a traffic violation or if we're doing investigation of a criminal activity.
Yes, officer te gardé nous comme ça que il était un incident qui passait et puis c'était avec une dame et puis les demandé identification, il était vraiment reluctant pour te pas identification parce qu'il était peur, il était pensé que c'est les moments d'identification sont forme de immigration status que demandé. C'est la raison pour laquelle nous supposons faire différence et puis nous supposons connaître le système pays à passer. Un police officier a toujours demandé nos identification, mais les moments de l'identification, mais c'est pas statut immigration qu'il a besoin, il a juste besoin d'identifier à mon qu'il a parlé. So, c'est ça fait que nous connaissons différence là, il y a toujours demandé ça.
Agissons avec préparation, solidarité et dignité. C'est tout ce que je veux dire.
Ou voulez toujours informer, restez connecté à Rankont Info. Rankont Info, toute information vous permet de rester connecté à l'actualité dans tout domaine. Actualité politique, culturelle, économie, sport, musique. Junior Auguste, encore toutes nouvelles, les grands points qui dominent l'actualité. Rankont Info. Restez connecté à Rankont Info sur Facebook, YouTube et TikTok. Rankont Info, Bancoom, Nabo Info. Rankont Info, nouvelle 50.
Rankont Info, avant Bajou Cassé, Junior Auguste dit et dira tout. Toute l'actu, sport, musique, politique, Rankont Info, nouvelle sans camper.